What's up, Ian here, and this is my review for the Soundpeats Capsule 3 Pro True Wireless Earbuds. Now, before I begin, I'd like to thank Soundpeats for sending this to me and making this video possible. But guys, rest assured that whatever I say in this video is my own opinion. This video is not scripted, and Soundpeats will be watching this video together with you guys. Right, so Capsule 3 Pro, at the time of filming this video, this is retailing at $69 US, and for those of you who are interested, do check out the unaffiliated link in the description below. So, as usual, in this video I'll go through the accessories, the fit and comfort, the design and build quality, the Bluetooth features. I'll share with you guys my user experience and of course my sound impression of these true wireless earbuds. But don't worry, this video will be timestamped, so for those of you who wish to skip around, please feel free to do so. Okay, so let's go through the accessories first. So it comes in a box like this, very nice box, with a handsome boy in front. At the back here, it's got a picture of the true wireless earbuds. This is the stamp style type of earbud. And on the side here, you get some specs, so let's quickly go through that. The Bluetooth version of this is 5.2, frequency range is 20 to 40,000 Hz, which makes this high-res audio wireless, right? So this is the certification for that. And then the working distance is about 10 meters, right? The playtime, which is how long the battery can last, is about 8 hours, and up to 52 hours together with the charging case. Right, the capacity of each earbud in terms of battery is 35 milliamps, and the charging case is 500 milliamps. Okay, now inside the box you will find user guide, of course. Okay, let's put that one side. USB-C charging cable, USB-C to USB-A. Okay, and ear tips. Right, so you got small, medium, and large. This small and large is here, but this medium is already on the earbuds themselves. And then of course you get the case and the earbuds. Alright, so let's talk about the case. The lid is pretty good, right, and sturdy, doesn't wobble or wriggle. Very firm lid, very good quality even though it's plastic. The front here you do get LED indicator. At the bottom here is the charging port and the reset button. Okay, and the earbud sits in here. Okay, and you got inside here, you can see the poco pins right around there. So the case is alright. It's matte finish, so it doesn't attract fingerprints, but does attract a little bit of finger oil. Okay, but that's just about it. Let's talk about the earbuds. Right, so earbuds inside the earbuds, each earbud has got a 12mm dynamic driver, and the top here of the earbud is got the microphone. At the bottom is also some microphone. At the faceplate here is the touch sensor, so whatever commands you want to give it, just tap it and then it will adjust the volume and all that. So yeah, that's pretty simple to use. Okay, and you got some left and right indicator so you won't get lost. Right, the nozzle is oval shape and with a metal filter, and yeah, the pretty generic shape of earbud. Right, now let's talk about the fit and comfort. So fits my ear pretty well, right, and doesn't have any sharp corners or any protruding parts that give me pain. So far it's okay, it's good. I can wear this the entire day, no issues at all. Okay, the seal on this is also pretty good, right? 50% cutoff of my ambient sound, the natural seal, and yeah, so pretty okay in terms of the seal. Now let's talk about the Bluetooth features, and it does come with the accompanying app. So this is the accompanying app, Soundpeats. So you need to first download this app, and once you download it, you pair it with your phone. This is what you see on the home page, right? And if you want to go for more functions, just tap on the bottom left. Over here you get a few other functions. First is the volume control, so you can adjust the volume here, or you can adjust it on the earbud. Next will be equalizer. So there are two options here. You have presets and custom equalizer. So the presets, Soundpeats provide a few here, which is classic, bass boost, bass reduction, electronic, fashionable, classical music, rock and roll, folk, and treble enhancement. Okay, but if you're not happy with the presets provided, you can also customize the EQ with a 9-band option. So you have 9 different frequency to adjust to your heart's content, and if you're not happy with this, just reset it, clear it to default. Okay, So that's for EQ. Now next will be noise reduction. So there are 3 different modes here. You can also change or toggle the modes on your earbuds. All you need to do is press and hold on the earbuds the sensor, okay, and you will toggle. So this one, as you can see, when I tap on it, it will toggle from ANC to transparent, and tap again, it will toggle to normal mode, right? So that's how you toggle it on the earbuds themselves. But on the phone, you all you need to do is just tap on it, and it will just change to that whatever mode you want. Right, so let's talk about the different modes. So you have ANC, noise cancelling. So the noise cancelling on this, how is it? I find it's all normal, it's average. It's not the best, it's not the worst, but it's average. Now the low end and the high end, they reduce the volume pretty well. So things like the rumbling of the engine, the aircon sound, and anything that's the low end, it's being reduced quite a lot until I can't really hear. And then for the high end, whereby you have your ambulance, sirens, the jet planes, anything that's high pitched, those are being cut off as well. So it's pretty good for that as well. Okay, but for the mids, people around me, right, when they're talking, I can hear their conversation. So it's not entirely cut off. Actually, the volume is just being reduced. I still can hear the entire conversation. So in terms of ANC, right, I would say this is average. As I mentioned, it's not the best, not the worst. Okay, then you have the normal mode, which is the natural seal from the silicone ear tips, so nothing to talk about that. And then you have transparent. So transparent is actually pretty good, sounds pretty natural. The microphone on these is actually pretty good, and it picks up the ambient sound and then transmit to my ears, and what I hear is very natural sound of my environment. So very good. I actually like the transparent mode. Okay, so those are the noise reduction modes. Next will be the game mode, right? So if you gaming, right, on this earbuds, turn it on, you toggle it on, and then the latency will improve. I think it will change the codec to AAC or SBC, something like that, and then it will first save power. It will not suck up so much power, at the same time reduce the latency of the gaming features lah. So yeah, so gaming on this is pretty okay. I mean, it's not a competitive gaming level, but for casual gaming it's actually pretty good. Okay, then last but not least is the disable touch key one click function. So now currently when I tap it once, okay, it will adjust the volume. This is to adjust, but with this one touch. If you disable this one touch, then you will not have this one touch function anymore. Okay, and this will save you from a lot of accidental touches. It saves me a lot, so usually I'll turn it on. Okay, right, so that's for the accompanying app. Very basic app, I might add. Okay, right, so now let's talk about my user experience with this. So I use this to make phone calls, to play games, to watch Netflix, watch YouTube, and of course listen to my music. Okay, first let's talk about gaming on this. So as I mentioned, right, gaming on this is actually pretty okay. The lag is not really noticeable, and the latency on this is also pretty good lah. So right, so for casual gaming, yeah, it's pretty okay. The sound on this is actually a pretty wide stage, right? The sound stage is pretty wide and pretty detailed as well. So very good for gaming, right? So this earbuds is actually very good, and because of the tuning of it, as you can see, the tuning here, this is V-shaped, right? So bass is elevated, the treble is some sort elevated, but there's more emphasis on the bass. So yeah, pretty good sound tuning for gaming. All right, now for watching Netflix and YouTube, same thing. The sync between the voice or the dialogue and the action on the video is okay. I don't really notice it, but if I really look carefully, I can see a bit of mis-sync in terms of the lips moving and the sound that comes to my ear, but that is really very, very minute. Okay, And the sound tuning on this is also very good for watching movies, right? Especially action movies. You hear a lot of explosions, a lot of action, car crash, and all that. Sounds very good on these earbuds. So very immersive type of listening experience. And of course, I make phone calls with this, right? So the microphone on this, right, is okay. Actually, it's very loud. So yeah, pretty good microphone, but it sounds a bit robotic and not very natural. So what I'm going to do now is record a sound coming out from this microphone, and you guys be the judge. So let's go outside, record that one, and then we'll do another recording in the studio. Let's go.
Alright, so now I am in a real world environment. This is a coffee shop, some sort of cafe, and I have people chatting, having their meal, talking. I have the fan blowing. I have traffic out in the main road, and I'm using the Soundpeats Capsule 3 Pro to record. And this is the sound or the audio that you are listening to now is recorded from the microphone of the Soundpeats Capsule 3 Pro. How do you think I sound? Alright, so let's head back into the studio.
Okay, so I'm back, and that's for the outdoor environment. Now let's do an indoor environment and record sound on the indoor environment. Okay, so I have my voice recorder here. I just put the earbuds in my ears. Okay, so now the earbuds are in my ears, so let's record a sound. Okay, so now the sound is what you are hearing is coming out from the microphone. Microphone of the Soundpeats Capsule 3 Pro. How do you think I sound? Do I sound good? Alright, so let's switch back to the studio microphone. Okay, so as you can hear, right, it is pretty loud, right, but it's not the most natural sounding lah, okay? Alright, so that's for the microphone. So now let's talk about listening to music. And as you can see, I got my graph out. But first, let's talk about the technicalities of these earbuds. The soundstage is wide. It's got good height and good depth, right, and good layering as well. So technicalities on this, because I think I don't know, the dynamic driver is pretty good, right? Sounds pretty good. So yeah, soundstage is good. Sound separation and imaging is also very good. I can identify where the instruments are, where the gunshots are coming from, where the footsteps are coming from, and yeah, it's good layering as well. So I can hear the distance, right, of the footsteps, and yeah, so pretty good on this. That's why I say playing games on this is actually pretty good. So yeah, sound separation and imaging is very good. Now, detail retrieval on this is also pretty not bad. And I can hear small nuances of sound of my music tracks. Okay, so it's actually doing a pretty good job at the price of $69 for detail retrieval. Resolution, okay, resolution is not the best. It's not the most resolving earbuds I've heard, but it's still performing way above its price point. I mean, $69. I mean, it's somewhere on par on the price that it's asking for. Okay, so that's for technicalities. The tone and timbre for this is warm, heavy note weight, and engaging, right, type of casual listening experience. Okay, so that's the kind of tone that you expect when you are listening to these earbuds. Okay, now let's talk about the sound tuning. Right, so the tuning for this is V-shaped, as you can see from my graph. Okay, let's put the graph a bit better here. So as you can see from my graph, is a V-shaped or a U-shaped. Okay, and actually I like this tuning very much because it's casual listening, is fun, it's engaging, it's got good and bass, right, and pretty good treble as well. Okay, so let's talk about the individual frequencies. Sub bass is thumpy. It's got good rumble, right? A good rumble, and the extension of the rumble is pretty good as well, if you ask me. And it's warm, it's heavy note, it's fun. And when I listen to this, I like the bass on this, especially the rumble. Okay, very engaging bass. The mid bass is a bit tucked. Okay, so it's fast. It's a fast mid bass. It's not very impactful, but it is actually a pretty okay type of mid bass. The impact is warm, It's heavy mid impact, but it's a bit fast and tucked in, and a bit hollow. You can hear that the impact is a bit hollowish, but it's okay. I don't really mind this type of fast bass because it actually does not bleed into the mids. Okay, right. So the mids is actually pretty good, right? Is recessed, but is not that recessed because the mid bass doesn't really impede into the mids, right? So it does have a bit of that space to shine, right, in the entire mix. So for instruments like pianos, violins, trumpets, they do have that good presence. The warmth, the heavy note weight makes it more engaging to listen to. So very fun to listen to instruments on these earbuds. Okay. Vocals, right? Male vocals actually sound authoritative with that heavy note and heavy presence in the mix. So actually, I like listening to male vocals on this. At the same time, female vocals, not so much female vocals, but more of the male vocals. So yeah, male vocals, they sound present and very good presentation of the male vocals with the help of the sub bass and the mid bass. Yeah, in the mix itself, they sound pretty good. For females, they have that energy there, that so-called bite, right? And a bit of that sparkle, right? I would say. So pretty engaging, okay? But in terms of the air of their voice, they sound a little bit unnatural, okay? A bit unnatural, but they just got good sparkle, the good presence, good presentation of the female vocal, engaging and emotionally connection is good. All right, so I find that is pretty good for female vocals. Treble, right? So treble, I would say the gain to the treble is pretty natural, pretty harmonish, right? Nothing wrong with that. And the presence of the treble is bright, right? So this actually is a pretty bright IEM earbud. It's not the brightest, of course, but it's actually pretty good. And it's not a dark presentation. It's good bite, a good presentation, and good energy. All right. So simple strikes, hi-hats, they've got that good strike. I hear that it gives me a good connection with my music when I'm listening to it. Snares, they sound really impactful, really present. So for treble wise, I find that it's pretty good, except for the air. All right, the mid treble is okay. You see that peak here, that is actually my coupler's artifact, so I don't hear any sibilants on these earbuds themselves. All right, no sibilants, not shouty, not sibilant, not harsh. Okay, but it's the air, right? So the air, this, but you see the big dip here. So what I hear is that, I mean, there's the extension, but it's a bit unnatural type of extension. So my hi-hats, the cymbal strikes, my shakers, snares, it sounds a bit hollowish in terms of the air. I mean, there's a bit of the air there because of this spike here, but it trails off pretty quickly. So in terms of my cymbal strikes, hi-hats is a bit unnatural to that effect. Okay. Alright, so that's for the entire frequency of this earbuds. Now let's conclude. And who is this for? So I would say this is for most people, right? This is actually pretty close to Harman, and the tuning on this actually sounds very fun to listen to. So if you listen to all kinds of genre, this is actually pretty good. You can listen to pop, jazz, R&B, hip hop, metal, everything, right? Is actually plays it pretty well, except for classical, I guess. Classical orchestras, this one will sound a little bit too bass heavy. So yeah, if you have a clinical listener, then this may not be the earbud for you. But for the rest of us, I think this is actually pretty good. And for the price it's asking for, it's actually $69 is actually pretty worth price to pay for. But it's just that, you know, it lacks a lot of features that some other earbuds already have, but it's okay for the sound that it produces. I mean, to me, the most important thing is the sound, and the sound that it produces is actually pretty good for the price that they ask for. So do I recommend this? Yeah, I do. Right, $69 is a good recommendation for me. Right, so that concludes my overall impression and review for this Soundpeats Capsule 3 Pro. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and also please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Right, so that's it for now. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great day ahead, and I'll see you again in my next video. Cheers.